What's up, guys? Today we're coming at you with a Odd Eyes Raging deck profile. So let's jump into this deck profile and see what we're coming at you with. We're running our 3 mandatory main boss monster card of the deck is our Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. You won't get this card on the field. That way you can start bringing back your Odd Eyes cards, or if you want to special summon it from the deck. But the best feature of this guy is if your Vortex gets destroyed, just keep bringing it back on the opponent, keep bouncing up those cards, keep them in the minus state. We're running a 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, the original Pendulum Odd Eyes. You know, this guy is very good. He's searching for all your low level Odd Eyes cards, but the main thing is he's going to be able to do that double damage when he does inflict damage on your opponent. We're also running 3 of the Odd Eyes Phantom Dragon. This guy to me is very, very good. I like him a lot. When he's pendulum summoned, to be able to get that extra 24 burn on your opponent is very, very good, because you're usually going to have 2 pin scales set up when you do damage. Also too, something that helps out a lot is when he's set up in the pin zone, if your Odd Eyes cards or any of your monsters end up doing battle, it's going to allow you to give them a 1200 point boost, and that can be very useful to you. We're also running 2 Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. Persona Dragon is just very good for making sure your opponent has to use up those monster effects that are extra deck monster effects. When he's out there, it's going to make sure that you can negate those and really slow down your opponent. We're also running 2 Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon. This is going to be, to me, in every Odd Eyes build, just for the fact is that he's able to protect your Odd Eyes cards. And if push comes to shove, if one of your Odd Eyes cards gets destroyed while he's in the pin scale, blow him up, put one of your Odd Eyes Art Pendulums in there, keep your plays going for days. We're running a 1 Performapal Odd Eyes Dissolver. Dissolver's just very good for helping you get those fusion plays. And just don't forget, you can also fuse from your pin zones. So just make sure you remember that. We're also running 2 Zenki Magician. This guy's very good for hating on light monster effects when he's in the monster zone. But the main thing we really want to use him for is use our Electrum to send him to the extra deck, blow up one of our cards, get him to hand, clear up that pendulum zone, and be able to use him to change our XYZ monsters into levels and go into our raging plays. That's the main feature we want to look for whenever we get him. We're also running our starter cards with 3 Chronogazer and the 1 Timegazer. This is just a good starter engine. If push comes to shove, if your opponent does have things like anti-spell fragrance flipped up on you, you can special summon this whenever one of your cards is destroyed. So that can be very useful to you, let you still get some plays going. And we're also running the 3 Dark Worm, Supreme King Dark One, and the 1 Gate Zero. This is also good just for starting up the engine, being able to get this in the graveyard, special summon it back when you have no monsters on the field, to be able to get your special summon and also a search for your Gate Zero. It's very useful. And that is it for our monsters. For our spell cards, we're running 3 Allure Darkness. The whole deck is dark. This is dark, dark, dark. Be able to get those free draws, which are, I guess I shouldn't say free draws, to be able to get the free plus the free 2 out of the deck to recurve your hand, to change the hand shape of what your hand looks like, to hopefully get more dragons in there is very useful. This card can help you start searching through your deck very fast and get the plays that you want when you want them. Speaking of that, we're running 3 Spiral Flame. Spiral Flame is very good. I wish Konami would make the Phantom Flame Strike, and hopefully it would be the same effect as this, but instead of us getting to search for a level 7 Odd Eyes, we get to draw a card or 2 cards. That would be awesome. But Spiral Flame is going to help us destroy a card if we got Odd Eyes on the field, and also too, to the fact that we can end up getting our level 7 searches, and that's going to start getting us to the plays that we want to make. We're running 2 Duelist Alliance. Duelist Alliance helps us to get to our Art Pendulum that much faster. Also helps us to get to our original Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. That way we can start making those plays that we want to make. We're also running the Terraforming with the 3 Sky Iris. Sky Iris, we want to see it as soon as possible. It helps us to get a lot of our plays going. If we have our Art Pendulum on the field with the Sky Iris and we have another Odd Eyes card, usually we're going to start making good pluses for ourselves. So it's a very good plus for the deck. Also, too, it's going to be able to protect our Odd Eyes in the pin scales. So it's very useful. I'm also running the 1 Foolish Burial and the 1 Dragon Shrine. Foolish Burial and Dragon Shrine, I think, is good one-ofs for the deck. Foolish Burial is going to be able to send whatever, and Dragon Shrine is going to be able to send only dragons, but it's a once per turn. That's the reason why I like to choose the fact that I like to choose 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Dragon Shrine for that effect. And lastly, for the spell cards, running 3 Return of the Dragon Lord. This deck is able to kick monsters into the graveyard by either when you use your Absolutes effect to be able to summon for your Zephyr Metatron, or just to be able to send them to the graveyard just in general, Dragon Shrine or Foolish Burial. This is going to be a little bit easier for you to help bring back monsters that are in the graveyard. Also, too, just the extra protection effect it's going to give you, the extra defensive effect is very useful for this deck because you're going to be going for major pushes, and if the push don't go through, you're going to have backup plays. But that is it for the main deck. For the extra deck, we're running 1 Performapal Gatling Ghoul. This guy's just good for clearing off your opponent's board. He's good, beefy, 29 attack, and he's just going to be able to make major damage on your opponent that your opponent's just really not going to be able to deal with. We're also running 2 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragons. This guy's like the main boss monster of the deck. Get him out there, start negating your opponent's plays, and then, like I said, if you got Art Pendulum in your pin scale, he gets destroyed, bring him right back. We're also running 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst is very good whenever you special summon to grab one of your pin scales, special summon it to the field. This is the easy way to go into your Odd Eyes Raging, to be able to go into your Absolute or whatever rank 7 that you might want to play into. That way you can go into the plays that you want to make. We're also running 2 Odd Eyes Absolute. There's not enough that good thing. I can say so much about this card. It's so good. This card makes it so that your opponent, whenever they attack, you can negate the attack, target an Odd Eyes, and special summon it from out of the graveyard, which is very, very useful to you. Also, too, when he's sent to the graveyard, he's going to allow you to special summon one of your Odd Eyes from the extra deck. So that could be very useful for whatever play you want to make. We're also running 1 Odd Eyes Raging Dragon and 1 Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. Both of these guys got almost the same summoning requirements, but the thing that makes these cards so good is Odd Eyes Raging is good for just the major OTK pushes. Odd Eyes Rebellion is good for doing burn damage to your opponent, because for every monster it destroys, it's going to do the burn damage to them. So depending on what situation you're needing to go into or what you have to do, they both could be very useful depending on what circumstances you're playing into. Same thing, we're running 1 Odd Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This guy's going to be very good if you don't get the OTK on your opponent. Go into this guy right here, and he's going to help you to start burning down your opponent's life points. We're also running the 1 number 11 Big Eye. Big Eye is just good for stealing your opponent's cards. You do not want them having no crazy cards on their side of the field, so you just go ahead and snatch up that monster and make them pay for what they done. We're also running 1 Underclock Taker. Like I said, we want to make sure that your opponent's monsters are not getting too big. You don't want to get them too powerful, so make sure you can knock their points down and just run them over. We're running the Wee Witch, just because we got all the darts in the deck. If push comes to shove and you can't get Electrum on board because you're worried about getting ogred or ashed or effect value or things like that, go into this and just bump up all your monsters till you get to the point where you want to go into it. If nothing else, you're going to give everybody a good attack point boost and just give for major life point damage hits. We're also running 1 Heavy Metal Foes Electrum. Every Pendulum deck should run this. This card is just going to help you get all the pluses that you need and start getting your plays generated. We're running the 1 Deco Talker, just because Deco Talker can get very, very big, and he's a good generic that can go and get negates if your cards are targeted, so very useful to the deck. And lastly, for the extra deck, we're running 1 Zephyr Metatron. Zephyr Metatron's just gonna make sure that, you know, we get the 3-pointers pointing down. That way we can start doing the crazy plays that we want to make. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. Let us know in the comment section what you think of the deck profile. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you liked the video, make sure you like it. If you didn't like it, watch it again. I'm pretty sure you will like it. But this is Emmanuel from Team DBZ Biscuit. We're out.